Joining me from the Coalition headquarters in Vancouver, British Columbia, please welcome Matt Searcy and Katie Scott. Thank you, Matt and Katie, for joining us.
Thank you.
Hi, guys. It's great to be here.
Now, you at the Coalition definitely know how to tell a story, but what was the experience like showcasing a not often seen area of development?
Yeah, it was awesome. Not only to get to showcase it, but to get to reflect on the journey that we went on from our inclusive design sprint all the way to shipping. Because, as most devs know, game development's not really a straight path. And we're pretty proud of what we were able to do in Gears 5 with accessibility. So I'm really happy it's being showcased here today.
Yeah, without a doubt. In the same Save Game doc that we got to see just now, it's clear you guys are very passionate about accessibility. But what are you most proud of?
I'm really proud of how accessibility became more than just a feature set on our team. It started with some of the things we thought we could have impact on, pretty quickly, like enriching our subtitles. But as we went on, the whole team embraced it, and it sort of wove itself into our team culture to the point where we started building features with it in mind. I talked about Jack in the video. I'm really proud of him because he's not really an accessibility feature, but he was designed with all of those inclusive philosophies.
Katie, I want to ask you the same question. What are you most proud of in regards to accessibility?
So I'm actually really new to the Coalition. I've been with the Coalition about 9-10 weeks. I'm the new accessibility champ, which means that my role is going to be to make sure that we can continue this really amazing work. I think Jack is something that I was just completely blown away by. I'm actually also new to shooting in terms of being a developer and even a gamer. I wouldn't say I play shooters all that much. And so coming into Gears, having the ability to play Jack, which is so accessible, so inclusive. It really gets you into the lore of the game, and you can help you sort of bridge the gap between your experience with shooters and Gears 5. So I think it's like an amazing testament to how designing for accessibility is actually going to make the game better for everyone.
I actually want to speak a little bit more on that note. When we watched the documentary there, you could tell that you guys brought in a lot of people that probably weren't developers. Can you speak a little bit on that and how that experience was?
Yeah, so Microsoft made available to us something called an inclusive design sprint. So that started with sort of like not even a game design philosophy, but really that seed of like if you design for one extent to many, your game is going to get better. And if you include and don't exclude, everything sort of comes together. And part of that design sprint was that we got to speak to subject matter experts. So people who live with different accessibility needs, and as Zoe talked about in the video, we didn't even just talk about games. We talked about sort of their life and what they enjoyed doing, and we also talked about what things in games could happen. And honestly, like there was just a whole bunch of like eureka moments that went off inside our studio because you realize like as developers, you have a bunch of these tools in front of you. Like especially as designers, we're constantly asking for tunable settings and little knobs and things to pull on. And if you just add a few more of those, you can easily extend the game to be accessible to people with hearing disabilities or challenges in other areas.
Katie, someone that's new to the Coalition, compared to other development studios or where you were working before, what are some of the main differences that you see?
I think just the commitment to accessibility has completely blown my mind. Part of why I wanted to come to Microsoft was that I had a personal passion for this idea of accessibility. And I've been completely blown away by how much Microsoft puts accessibility at the center of the process. So they include diverse people from the very start. There's this very interesting concept of don't design for us without us. And I think that's why we're here talking about our award-winning, accessibility features is this deep commitment to the diverse perspectives and how that benefits the entire community.
Well, obviously here at GameStack Live, we have a bunch of developers watching at home. And what would you guys tell developers who are or should be thinking about accessibility?
There's so many. Sorry, Matt, go ahead.
Katie, you go ahead.
Thank you. There's so many benefits to accessibility, too many to name, but the one that isn't mentioned all that often, I think, is that people have a lot of fun solving these experiences. Game developers are typically really passionate problem solvers. They love a good problem. So solving for accessibility really scratches that itch. Like solving a new and complex problem that improves the experiences of your players. That's what most of us live for. And since I've been at the coalition, that has been my biggest takeaway is how much people enjoy working on this. And so I'd say to other developers that the benefits are much deeper than you'd expect.
Matt, the same question to you.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, I totally agree with Katie. It scratches that problem-solving itch, but also just it's easy when you're building a game to bucket things up into feature sets, and don't do that with accessibility, is what I would say. It's not a feature set. It's not a set of features that you plan and you put on a list and then you scope up and down. It should be part of every single discussion. And if you make it every part of every single discussion, it's going to weave itself into all of your features and it will get prioritized accordingly. Games are big and it's constantly a struggle to fit everything you want in the box. But yeah, just don't treat accessibility like a feature set. Treat it like an element of every single feature that you make.
And I know that fans do really appreciate that. We actually got a comment in our Discord channel right now from Sightless Combat, who said that he loves Gears of War. Oh, you know him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Well, what does it mean to you to have fans? Oh, I'm sorry, what was that?
That's actually who Johnny, our audio director, was talking about when he was highlighting the ping signal in our game. So it's amazing watching you play Gears, Sightless.
Well, what is it like having these fans not just appreciate, but maybe not being able to play games, other types of games, and being able to play Gears of War 5 with so much accessibility now, having these fans appreciate you guys as developers?
Yeah, I mean, it's super heartwarming. When we build, it's easy to think of Gears, especially as a game that sort of has a big shooting legacy and almost a core game, but it goes a lot deeper than that. And when we get to meet our fans, especially how passionate they are, you realize like people from all over are playing all types of video games. And you should never make assumptions about who wants to play your game, because it really is about making games open to everybody to play. So we didn't put all our accessibility features like they weren't a marketing part of our plan. They weren't a big back of the box feature, but we've really embraced all of the love that we've gotten from different accessibility review sites, and we broadcast that back out because we want everybody to feel the potential for that same kind of love from the community out there.
Well, speaking of the future, Katie, maybe you can speak on this. Is there anything in the future that we can look forward to with accessibility in Gears of War?
I mean, our commitment is to continue to include diverse people into everything that we do. We're going to continue to use the phrase "don't design for us without us." And I think that, we're going to keep looking for beyond compliance with everything that we do.
And Matt, what do you want to see in the future as far as accessibility, whether that's within your own studio or just gaming in general?
I just want to see it keep growing. I think it's taken some big leaps and bounds just in the last couple of years as developers have seen Microsoft and other companies stepping up, but also just look at everybody else's games. Like we looked across the studios, not just our studios, but all games for best practices. There's tons out there. Go look at the options that other people have and be inspired by what other teams are doing. I think that's the best message.
Now, lots of resources as well.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that?
Sorry, there's lots of resources as well. So it's actually fairly quick to get ramped up on accessibility.
Yeah. I know we spoke about this a little bit earlier, but when your fans come into the coalition and they try out your game for the first time with the accessibilities added onto it, what was their reaction?
Especially early on, we got a lot of sort of especially subject matter experts that had been advising on accessibility for quite a while. They were really grateful and impressed and told us, it just feels great that somebody is paying attention to this and really starting to put it in their games. And I think we're starting to see that in a bunch of different places. But I think, the education that Katie was talking about, things like inclusive design sprints, it's not a lot of, there's not as many hurdles as people think there are. It just takes a little bit of reading and talking to the subject matter experts and learning, what the actual problems are. Like Katie said, we are an industry of problem solvers. And so when you expose the problem and you get to talk to those people, it becomes really easy.
Katie, can you talk a little bit about the resources that you were mentioning just a few moments ago?
Yeah, Microsoft actually does have published resources that you can go online and you can get all of our materials. You can look at the accessibility guidelines that Microsoft sort of is their standard, as well as the best practices. So there's also a huge community of gamers who have the mismatch between, their abilities and what we offer in gaming, and they're all really ready and willing to speak to you and help you because they just want to enjoy these experiences too. So the passion of the community, the resources that are easily available online, like Matt said, this actually isn't that much of a hurdle. You just have to want to put a little bit of effort into it.
Well, to all the people that are watching online or watching right now live or maybe on the VOD later on, what do you want the community to look forward to in the future for accessibility?
That's a good question. I think the community should look forward to it being part of our everyday conversation. Like, go read the review sites, the accessibility review sites. We read review sites all the time for our own games, for other people's games, just to see what people are thinking about it. We read fan comments all the time. And I think the best part of this whole thing is that it's becoming part of the everyday conversation around games.
Well, where can people come? If there's people watching right now that want to comment, want to be part of the conversation, where can they go to be able to communicate with you guys?
We have a studio Twitter that's open. We engage quite often with people. You can talk to me directly. I'm at VanSpats on Twitter. Katie, I don't know if you're interested in that as well.
I don't have Twitter, but you can email me.
Yeah, we're open to chatting about all of this stuff.